When it comes to my writing and publishing, I tend to enter my projects with a positive, confident, of course I can do it attitude. There's never really any doubt that I can do it. It's more a matter of figuring out how to get it done. Of course, I've dealt with things such as imposter syndrome and burnout, and I have made many mistakes along the way. But at the end of the day, when I set my mind to something, I know I'm going to get it done because I'm stubborn and I'm going to get it done. But with all of that said, there are certain things I have vowed to myself I will never do. I will never do this in regards to my writing. I will never do this in regards to my publishing. Well, today I'm going to share with you the 5 biggest I will nevers that I actually ended up doing. Starting with, I will never self-publish a book. I guess I technically did follow through with that vow. I said I will never self-publish a book, and I've published 7 books so far. So technically, I still have my never as a never. But my original plan as an author, when I started pursuing writing seriously, I was going to pursue traditional publishing. I was looking at agents to query, I was learning how to write query letters, I was prepping my manuscript of the Magi to send to a traditional publishing house. But then I started learning about self-publishing, and I eventually learned that self-published books are not self-published because they're inferior to traditionally published books. Self-published books are self-published because their author chose that route, and the indie author route is absolutely the route for me. I said as a joke earlier, I can be stubborn. Yes, I can be stubborn when it comes to my books. Might not always display that side of myself publicly, but if I have my mind to this is how the plot point's going to go, yeah, I wouldn't really want a traditional publishing house to tell me otherwise. I'm not going to say I will never traditionally publish. I'm not against it. I do not have immediate plans because I'm quite happy with my self-published books. I told myself I'd never self-publish. My second never was actually pretty small and more of a personal preference than anything else. I originally did not want to ever include romance in my writing. The joke was on me because not even 6 months later, I actually started writing a romance novel. So I went from one extreme to the other with no real reason for either. I just didn't want to write it at first, and then suddenly I did. Now, all of my books, for the most part, have romance in them, at least a little bit. I mean, The Kidnapped Queen, it starts with the queen getting kidnapped on her wedding day. Yes, I include romance in my books now, and I have no regrets. I will never co-author a book. You might notice there are 2 names on the cover. Co-authoring Theater of Memories with McKenna was an amazing experience, and Theater of Memories is actually one of my favorite projects I have ever done. I love the story. It is about 4 teens who get stuck in a cursed movie theater alongside this man named Calvin Short, who is the only survivor of a shooting that happened over 80 years ago. And they are now all stuck in there together with nothing but Calvin's memories as company. It's a magical realism book. We recommend for 14 and up, and I am just marketing this book because I love it so much. Let me tell you a little bit about why I said never to co-authoring and why I'm kind of back in the never despite having no regrets with co-authoring with McKenna. My reason for this was simply because you know when you do a group project and it doesn't work out because you're not on the same brainwave and one person doesn't pull their weight and nobody can agree, and then the deadline comes up and you realize you did all the work? That was my concern with co-authoring. When it came to co-authoring with McKenna, same brainwave. We were on the phone 5 to 6 hours every single day working on Theater of Memories. We traded chapters. We knew exactly how we wanted the plot to go. There was never really any point when it came to the plot of the book itself where we disagreed on anything. We have a similar writing style, a similar sense of humor, a similar idea for the story, as well as a similar work ethic, how we get things done. So we clicked really, really well. And we published the book, and it actually hit bestseller status. This is my first bestseller. So it was a great experience. Would I co-author again? I'm not going to say never, but it really comes down to who you're co-authoring with. Because had we not clicked in that way, I do not think the story would have worked. So, Theater of Memories, co-authored, self-published, and yes, there was a love interest and a little bit of romance mixed in. One of my goals for the Magi trilogy was to publish the entire trilogy within a year. The Magi came out on August 26, 2022, and Beldestein came out on August 25th, 2023. This is one of the publishing feats I am the most proud of. For personal reasons, I really wanted to publish the trilogy while I was 19, and I did it. I got it done. I am so happy that I was able to do it. But when I finished, I was tired and I was exhausted, and I had Theater Memories coming out just a couple months afterwards. So my first 4 books came out within 15 months of each other. And again, I have no regrets. I am very happy with how all of those books turned out. But I was tired, so I told myself I will not publish that many books that quickly again. So I published 3 books within 5 months of each other last year. June 12th, September 26th, and November 14th. Again, I have no regrets. Honestly, rather than timing myself and saying I need to publish in this timeline for this many books, I'm really just going with when the stories are ready. And the way these stories worked out, well, this book has been living rent-free in my head since 2021. I drafted this book more than a year before it came out. Unbound, I drafted this one again more than a year before it came out. So yes, there was a ton of work to do. It's a lot of work to publish this many books. Plus, these ones aren't even that old yet. I haven't even been published for 3 full years. But I drafted them ahead of time. Why not? In The Empty Manger, well, this was a passion project that I am so happy came to life. No regrets. I'm not making any promises on when my next book will be coming out, and the one after that, and the one after that, and the one after that. And finally, because Kindle Direct Publishing, KDP, offers free ISBNs to use on that platform, I never really planned to buy my own ISBNs. This was solely because I publish only on KDP, so it really didn't restrict me when it came to the fact I can only use those on KDP. For The Empty Manger, I actually did buy ISBNs, and I have 9 more to my name. Going forward, I do plan on using them because I want to be able to expand to other platforms. At the time of my first books coming out, my needs were perfectly met with the conditions that KDP provides for giving me free ISBNs to use. But going forward, yes, I will be using my own ISBNs. Looking back, I think all of those nevers were actually not ready yet. I was not ready to self-publish. I was not ready to co-author or write romance or purchase my ISBNs or publish that quickly again. But as time went on, I became ready, and I have no regrets. I am really happy that my nevers actually were not ready yet. However, there are some things that I still don't see myself doing in the future. I don't really have a calling to write horror or anything in the sci-fi genre. For no other reason than it's just not my thing, and that's fine. That is allowed. The truth is, you're not really ever going to touch on every single genre and trope and writing habit, and you're just not going to. And you're allowed to have your nevers. But if your nevers are actually not ready yet, as somebody who had some pretty big nevers that were actually not ready yet, it can be really exciting when it comes to fruition and when you grow into the author you were always meant to be. Thank you for sticking around and watching this video. I hope you've learned something from it. I hope you found it somewhat amusing because I admit there are some pretty ironic not ready yets in this video. For now, thank you again for watching, and whatever time it is, morning, evening, or night, have a great day.